Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradari, Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana, Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Sari Gaura Bhatta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, I'm continuing my readings, daily readings. I don't do it every day, but most of the time. Okay. We're reading from Bhagavad-Gita As It Is first. I read from 3 books. I read from Bhagavad-Gita, then I read from Bhagavatam, then I read from Krishna book. You got to be reading every day, man. You got to feed your intelligence with spiritual wisdom. Otherwise, Maya is so strong. We forget things, we forget things all the time. So you always got to your knowledge. Text 44. Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam. Yadraja Sukha Lobena Hantum Swajanam Udyata. Translation, word for word. Aha, alas, bata, how strange it is. Mahat, great. Papam, sins. Kartum, to perform. Vyavasita, decided. Vayam, we. Yat, so that. Raja, kingdom. Sukha Lobena, driven by greed for royal happiness. Hantum, to kill. Swajanam, kingsman. Udyata, trying for. Translation. Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts, driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness. Purport. Driven by selfish motives, one may be inclined to such sinful acts as the killing of one's own brother, father, or mother. I mean, yeah, it's just selfishness. That's why people do all these sinful things, right? That's why people, lust, selfish, greed, selfish, anger, selfish. It's always selfish, right? There are many such instances in the history of the world, but Arjuna, being a saintly devotee of the Lord, is always conscious of moral principles and therefore takes care to avoid such activities. Text 45. So, conscious of moral principles. He says you should be conscious of moral principles, conscious of it. Therefore, you avoid such sinful activities like killing, and like meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex. These are the 4 pillars, like illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, gambling. These are the 4 main ones, the main pillars. So you avoid these things. Yadi mam apraktikaram akastram shastra panaya dartar shastra rane yat hanush Woo! Okay, I messed this one up. Hanyus. This is not my native tongue. Okay, I don't speak Sanskrit from birth. Okay, it's a language of the gods. I'm learning it. I mean, okay. Tanmi she mataram babet. Okay, word for word translation. Yadi, even if, mom, unto me, a praktikaram, without being resistant, a shastram, without being fully equipped, shastra panaya, those with weapons in hand, Darta Rashtra, the sons of Dhritarashtra, Rane in the battlefield, Hanyu, may kill, Tat, that, may, mine, Shima Taram, better, Babet, become. Translation, I would consider it better for the sons of Dhritarashtra to kill me unarmed and unresisting rather than to fight with them. Purport is the custom according to Kshatriya fighting principles that an unarmed, unwilling foe should not be attacked. Yeah. People don't follow that these days. People just kill people from. It's sick. What's going on in this world, man? Especially I'm in America. I live in America, so like all these shootings, man. It's just cowardly acts. People just like shooting unarmed people from like. Yeah, that's what it is, man. We're living in the freaking material world. It's full of. It's not the place to be. It's not the place to be. There's so many signs telling you guys like this is not the place to be. You don't want to stay here. Get out of this material world. Go to the spiritual world. There's so many signs all over the place, guys. Okay. Arjuna, however, in such an enigmatic position, decided he would not fight if he were attacked by the enemy. He did not consider how much the other party was bent upon fighting. All these symptoms are due to soft-heartedness resulting from his being a great devotee of the Lord. Devotees of the Lord have soft hearts. So if you have a hard heart, you're not really a devotee. Maybe you're a practicing devotee, right? Like, I got to work on myself. I'm not like acting like I'm great. I got to work on myself. Sanjaya Uvacha, Ivam Varjuna Sankhye Rato Pasta Upavishat Visrijya Sa Sharnam Kapam Shokam Sam Vigna Manasa. Translation. Sanjaya, Uvacha said, Ivam thus, Utva, saying, Arjuna, Sankhye in the battlefield, Rata, chariot, Upasta, situated on, Upavishat, sat down again, Vishrijya, keeping aside, Sasharam, along with arrows, Chapam, the bow, Shoka, lamentation, Samvigna, distressed, Manasa, within the mind, mind. Okay, I'm almost finished with chapter 1. We're going to Srimad Bhagavatam. Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam, guys. Next level. See, first you start off with the Bhagavad-Gita As It Is, and then you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, and then you read the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then there's so many other books you can read too. But these are the main ones. Like you can just read this book, Srimad Bhagavatam, over and over again, and Krishna book for the rest of your life, and that's enough, honestly. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book, that's really enough. You can read, see, like I've read this many times. You read it over and over again. You always get new realizations every single time. Always new realizations because you're always in a different spot in your life, and there's always more to learn. Okay, Canto 1, Chapter 7. And according to the rulings of Manu, an aggressor, even though he be a Brahmana, and what to speak of an unworthy son of a Brahmana, is to be killed. Dronacharya was certainly a Brahmana in the true sense of the term, but because he stood in the battlefield, he was killed. But although Ashvatthama was an aggressor, he stood without any fighting weapons. The ruling is that an aggressor, when he is without a weapon or a chariot, cannot be killed. Aggressors cannot be killed if they don't have a weapon. All these were certainly perplexities. Besides that, Arjuna had to keep the promise he had made before Draupadi just to pacify her. Like even in America, we have laws. Like you can't just like kill somebody like unarmed in general, right? Like you can like if someone's attacking you and they have a weapon or something, then you can kill them because it's self-defense. But if they don't have a weapon, you can't necessarily kill them if they're attacking you, right? So even we, like in America, we kind of practice that laws to some degree. Besides that, Arjuna had to keep the promise he had made before Draupadi just to pacify her, and he also had to satisfy both Bhima and Krishna, who advised killing him. The dilemma was present before Arjuna, and the solution was awarded by Krishna. Text 55. Sutavavacha, Arjuna Sahasanaya Harer Hardam Atasina Manim Jahara Murdanyam Trijasa Saha Murdajam. Translation, Sutta Goswami Uvacha said, I remember that word. Okay, I got one word down, Uvacha, that means said. Got that. Arjuna Sahasa, just at the time, Agnaya, knowing it, Harer, of the Lord, Hardam, motive, Ata, thus, Asina, by the sword, Manim, the jewel, Jahara, separated, Murdanyam, on the head, Drijasya, of the Triceborn, Saha, with, Murdajam, hairs. Translation. Just then, Arjuna could understand the motive of the Lord by his equivocal orders, and thus with his sword he severed both hair and jewel from the head of Ashvatthama. Purport. Contradictory orders of different persons are impossible to carry out. Therefore, a compromise was selected by Arjuna by his sharp intelligence, and he separated the jewel from the head of Ashvatthama. This was as good as cutting off his head, and yet his life was saved for all practical purposes. Here, Ashvatthama is indicated as twice-born. Certainly he was twice-born, but he fell down from his position, and therefore he was properly punished. Apparently, cutting the hair and the jewel from somebody's head is like a big thing. It's like, I guess, I mean, I don't have any hair, so like, I mean, okay. Vimucha Rashana Badam Balahatya Hatam Prabham Tejasa Manina Hinam Shabirya Niraya Payat. Translation. Vimucha. After releasing him, Rasana Badam, from the bondage of ropes, Balahatya, infanticide. Infanticide. Okay, that's like killing of an infant. I'm not laughing at that word. It's hard to pronounce. Infanticide. I don't know. Hatam Prabham, loss of bodily luster. Tejasa, of the strength of. Manina, by the jewel. Hinam, being deprived of. Shibarat, from the camp. Niraya Payat, drove him out. Translation. He, Ashvatthama, had already lost his bodily luster due to infanticide. Infanticide? Okay. Infanticide. That's the killing of infants. Don't do that, please. That's ridiculous. Don't kill infants. Don't kill babies. Like in society, people kill babies like it's nothing. They have like, what do they have? What is it? Abortion. People just like kill babies like it's nothing. It's crazy. We live in a crazy world, my friends. That's infanticide. Killing of babies, guys, that's infanticide. However I pronounce that. And now, moreover, having lost the jewel from his head, he lost even more strength. Thus, he was unbound and driven out of the camp. Okay. I guess the jewel on the head is significant in like this culture, like cutting somebody's hair, like it's good as death. In this culture back in the day, like cutting someone's hair, cutting the jewel from their head is good as death, apparently. I can't really relate to that because I cut my own hair every month, right? I don't know. Purport. Thus being insulted, the humiliated Ashvatthama was simultaneously killed and not killed by the intelligence of Lord Krishna and Arjuna. Yeah, I guess when you get insulted so bad and like your character and your reputation is just finished, then it's like the same as death, right? Vapanam dravidnadanam stanan niryapanam tata eshahi brahma bandunam vado vnanyo sti daihika. Okay, translation. Vapanam, cleaving the hairs from his head. Dravina, wealth. Adanam, forfeiting. Stanat, from the residence. Niryapanam, driving away. Tata, also. Esha, all these. He, certainly. Brahma bandunam, of the relatives of a brahmana. Vada, killing. Na, not. Anya, any other method. Ashti, there is. Dahika, in the matter of the body. Okay. Continuing on, reading from Krishna book. I read a little bit from the Bhagavad-Gita, I read from Bhagavatam, and then I read from Krishna book every day. Almost every day. Sometimes I miss a day, but I try to be consistent with it. Krishna book, here we go. This is my favorite, actually. I love this. This is my favorite. Kamsa begins his persecutions. Okay, that's what chapter we're in. With the permission of his sister Devaki and brother-in-law Vasudeva, he returned to his home with a relieved mind. But the next day, Kamsa called all his counselors together and narrated to them all the incidents that happened the night before. All the counselors of Kamsa were demons and eternal enemies of the demigods, so they became depressed upon hearing their master speak of the night's events. And although they were not very much experienced or learned, they began to give instructions to Kamsa as follows. Dear sir, let us now make arrangements to kill all children who were born within the last 10 days in all towns, countries, villages, and pasturing grounds. So that's some serious drama going on. Let us execute this plan indiscriminately. They want to kill all the children born within the last 10 days. They want to kill all the children. That's crazy, right? Demons, man. In all the neighboring towns, in all the towns, countries, villages, and pasturing grounds. Whoa. Whoa. Goodness. Some electricity thing going on. Some electricity thing going on. Oh my gosh. Blinded. All right. So where was I? They're always okay. Let us execute this plan indiscriminately. We think that the demigods cannot do anything against us if we perform these atrocities. They are always afraid of fighting with us, and even if they wish to check our activities, they will not dare to do so. Because of your immeasurable strength, they fear your bow. Indeed, we have practical experience that whenever you stood to fight with them and began to shower your arrows on them, they immediately fled in all directions just to save their lives. Many of the demigods were unable to fight with you, and they immediately surrendered themselves unto you by loosening their turbans and the tufts of hair on their heads. With folded hands, they begged you to spare them and said, My lord, we are all afraid of your strength. Please release us from this dangerous fight. We have also seen many times that you would never kill such surrendered fighters when they were all fearful, their bows, arrows, and chariots broken, forgetful of their military activities and unable to fight with you. So actually, we have nothing to fear from these demigods. They are very proud of being great fighters in peacetime outside of the war field, but actually they cannot show any talent or military power on the war field. Although Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, and Lord Brahma are always ready to help the demigods headed by Indra, we have no reason to be afraid of them. As far as Lord Vishnu is concerned, he has already hidden himself within the hearts of all living entities, and he cannot come out. As far as Lord Shiva is concerned, he has renounced all activities. He has already entered into the forest. And Lord Brahma is always engaged in different types of austerities and meditation. And what to speak of Indra, he is a straw in comparison to your strength. So these demons are they're talking trash against the demigods right now. Look at that. They're just talking trash. Okay. Therefore, we have nothing to fear from any of these demigods. So the demons and the demigods are always fighting each other. There's like epic battles going on in the universe, guys. There's like epic battles that we don't even realize. Like all this stuff is popular in human society with the Marvel superheroes and fighting in the galaxy. But this stuff has been happening since like the beginning of time, guys. There's like Star Wars, there's been Star Wars wars between the demons and the demigods from like the beginning of time. There's so many different universes and galaxies, and all this stuff is going on. People don't realize this stuff. People just think with their limited minds. And what to speak of Indra, he is a straw in comparison to your strength. Therefore, we have nothing to fear from any of these demigods, but we must not neglect them, for the demigods are our determined enemies. We must be careful to protect ourselves. To root them out from their very existence, we should just engage ourselves in your service and be always ready for your command. The demons, see, these are the demons talking. The demons continue to say, if there is some disease in the body which is neglected, it worsens and becomes incurable. Yeah, you got to take care of your body. Similarly, when one is not careful about restraining the senses and lets them loose, it is then very difficult to control them. Yeah, true. Therefore, we must. Are you controlling your senses, guys? You better practice that. Therefore, we must now be very careful of the demigods before they get too strong and subdued. The foundation of the strength of the demigods is Lord Vishnu, because the ultimate goal of all religious principles is to satisfy him. Okay, the ultimate goal of all religious principles is to satisfy Lord Vishnu or God, whatever you want to say, whatever name. Krishna, the source of everything. God, Krishna, the source. That's God, guys. Krishna, God is the source of everything. So the ultimate goal of all religious principles is to satisfy God, Krishna. The Vedic injunctions, the brahmanas, the cows, austerities, sacrifices, performances of charity, and distribution of wealth are all for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. Anything you do is for the satisfaction of God. That should always be your mindset. So let us immediately begin by killing all the brahmanas. Oh my gosh, demons. Gosh. So let us immediately begin by killing all the brahmanas who are in charge of the Vedic knowledge, along with the great sages who are in charge of sacrificial ritualistic performances. So they want to kill all the freaking brahmanas who are basically the priests, people that give spiritual wisdom and knowledge to people. They want to kill them. Freaking demons. Then they want to kill all the sages too, who are in charge of the oh gosh, what's going on? Sacrificial ritualistic performances. Okay. Let us kill all the cows. My God. Which are the source of butter. They want to freaking kill the cows, the source of butter. Freaking demons, man. Even today, we got demons running around killing cows. Demons. Stupid demons. It's horrible, man. Cows are being like in America, like cows are getting slaughtered left and right. It's horrible. It's horrible. So how do we fight against that? Well, we got to spread Krishna consciousness, get enough people together to realize that they should stop doing that. Oh my God. See, even America, guys, you have like power issues sometimes. Like I used to live in India. We had power struggles all the time. Now I'm in America, and even here, sometimes we got power issues. Let us kill all the cows, which are the source of butter. Source of freaking butter, man. How could you kill somebody who gives you butter? Like, how could you kill somebody that gives you milk, butter, and ice cream? Like, how could you be so evil? Which is so necessary for performing sacrifices. Oh my goodness. Okay, bear with me. This is crazy. There's some like the weather's kind of bad today. It's windy, it's rainy, so like there's some power issues going on. Okay. Crazy. This doesn't usually happen. I don't know what's going on today. Okay. Please give us your permission to kill all these creatures. Actually, the limbs of the transcendental body of Lord Vishnu are the Brahmanas, the cows, Vedic knowledge, austerity, truthfulness, sense and mind control, faithfulness, charity, tolerance, and performance of sacrifices. Lord Vishnu is situated in everyone's heart and is the leader of all demigods, including Shiva and Lord Brahma. Therefore, we think that to persecute the great sages and the Brahmanas is to kill Lord Vishnu. That's their mindset. They're thinking if we kill all these, we kill, the Brahmanas and the sages, we're gonna hurt Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, God. That's their mentality. Sick. Okay. Thus, being advised by his demoniac ministers, Kamsa, who was from the very beginning the greatest rascal, decided to persecute the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas are devotees of God. Being entrapped by the shackles of all-devouring eternal time, he ordered the demons to harass all kinds of saintly persons and then entered his house. The adherents of Kamsa were all influenced by the mode of passion as well as illusioned by the mode of ignorance. Okay. And their only business was to create enmity with saintly persons. That's what demons do. Such activities can only reduce one's duration of life. That's what happens. That's the result of being wicked. You reduce the duration of your life. The demons accelerated the process and invited their deaths as soon as possible. See, they thought they were doing good work, but actually they were just sabotaging themselves and just, inviting death to come faster. That's all they were doing. But they thought in their heads, in their mind, they thought they're doing good work. That's the nature of demons, right? They don't know what's good, what's bad. Just like in human society today, people don't know what is good and what is bad. They don't understand karma. They don't understand if you kill animals, if you eat animals, you're part of like the murder process, right? Like everyone who's like partakes in like the slaughter of animals, the selling of animals, the eating of animals, they all take part in a murderous process, which creates bad karma for themselves. What goes around comes around. So the animal that you kill in this life, it comes back in the next life and kills you. Karma. So people they don't even know karma because nobody teaches karma. Like when I grew up in school, nobody taught me about Bhagavad-Gita. Nobody taught me about karma. Nobody taught me about any of these things. I learned this from Bhagavad-Gita and all these books that I read. So people don't even understand karma throughout the world. The demons accelerated the process and invited their deaths as soon as possible. The result of persecuting saintly persons is not only untimely death. The act is so offensive that the perpetrator also gradually loses his beauty, his fame, and his religious principles, and thus his promotion to higher planets is checked. So don't mess with saintly persons. True story. I was traveling around the world. I was spreading Krishna consciousness to the best of my ability. And one of like the devotees, I was staying in this temple and he kicked me and my friend out of the temple. They were just really nasty to us, really, really nasty to us. And later, like we decided to go back to Australia and preach there again. And actually, like they wouldn't let us in the country. Like we got stopped. Like they wouldn't let us enter into the country. I think one of the people from the temple told them that we were coming. And why were we coming to Australia? We were coming to Australia just to spread Krishna consciousness, just to do public chanting and dancing, and to distribute books. Okay, so this temple authority guy was so nasty with us, so mean, so nasty. And then like not too long after that, he ended up dying of cancer. Okay. So he was nasty to me and my friend, whose only interest was to go out and like spread Krishna consciousness to the best of our ability. And after he did that, guys, after he was totally nasty to us for no reason, he died not too long after that. So I'm not saying like I'm a saintly person, but I was doing saintly activities. I was doing the best I could, you know. Okay. I'm not perfect, but hey, that tells you don't mess with people that are like, trying to spread Krishna consciousness. Don't mess with them because bad things can happen to you. I've seen it happen. I saw it happen. I experienced that, guys. You can say it's a coincidence if you want, but I saw that happen myself. But I'm not going to hate him. I was angry. I was upset when he did that, when he treated us that way. I was upset more for my friend, and I even called him out in public. I usually don't call people out in public, but I'm like, this freaking dude kicked us out of the temple. And then he told the authorities that we were coming to preach again. And then he said, you can't have prasadam at our temple. You can't have prasadam at our restaurant. So I called him out on social media for it. And then he died. True story. But I don't wish any will. May the Lord forgive him. May the Lord forgive him. At one point I was angry, but now it's just like, okay, whatever. Peace. We got to spread peace and love, man. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay. So, yeah, the result of persecuting saintly persons is not only untimely death. The act is so offensive that the perpetrator also gradually loses his beauty, his fame, and his religious principles. And thus his promotion to the higher planets is checked. So don't mess with saintly people because it's dumb. You're just going to hurt yourself, right? Driven by various kinds of mental concoctions, the demons diminish all kinds of auspiciousness. An offense at the lotus feet of the devotees and the brahmanas is greater offense than that committed at the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead. Yeah, so it's worse to like offend devotees, guys. So be careful how you deal with people, like everybody, because you don't know who anybody is. You don't know who anybody is. Like that's why you gotta like just be respectful to everybody, because you don't know who they are. There's like stories of the demigods coming down and taking like bodies, like normal people. You wouldn't even know. A civilization that commits such sinful activities generally loses all faith in the Supreme Lord, and such a godless civilization becomes a source of all calamities in human society. Look at our situation today, guys. We live in a godless civilization. Okay, that's why we do that's why you see. Have you looked at the news? Like I try to avoid the news, but if you look at the news, you'll see like the most disgusting, horrible, horrific things are happening on a daily basis. Okay, so. There you go. Because we have a godless society. Because nobody teaches about God, really, and not a lot of people understand. Like they don't understand much about spirituality. Even the people that so-called practice religions, there's different levels. There's different levels to spiritual understanding, right? That some people just don't understand. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, let's chant. What am I going to chant? I'm going to chant my favorites. My favorite tunes that I like to sing over and over again, basically. I can sing anything. I'm a musician. I can learn any tune, but I'm just going to go with the standards. Nittai Gauranga Jaya, Nittai Gauranga, Nittai Gauranga Jaya, Nittai Gauranga, Nittai Gauranga Jaya, Gaura Hari. Nittai Gauranga Jaya, Gaura Hari. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jaya Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Sham, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Nittai, Jai Jai Gaur, Jai Jai Shri Damayapur. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Shama Sundar Radhe, Radhe Radhe Shama Sundar Radhe, Radhe Shama Sundar, Radhe Shama Sundar, Jaya Nanda Yashoda Jula, Girivardhari Gopal, 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 Gopal. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Radha, 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 Krishna, 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 Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Radha Shama Sundar, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Muna Devi, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Sham. Hare Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna, be happy. Gauranga, Nityananda.